The following views expressed are not necessarily those held by Level 1 Sword, its associates, subsidiaries, etc. If you find yourself offended or triggered by the incoming opinions, you can either A. Hide under a rock, B. Stick your head in the sand, C. Plug your fingers in your ears, or D. Grow a thick skin. Please enjoy. Valentine's Day was recently upon us, and it got me thinking about video games, naturally. Hearts are icons that mean a variety of different things to us. You might receive a paper heart from somebody that lets you know they're thinking of you. Aww. There are physical hearts, which don't look like hearts at all. A heart attack is something else entirely, and it doesn't mean you're being attacked by a giant heart, though I would love to see that in a game. Hearts are used to talk about the seat of emotions, the core of one's being, and something that is either to be followed or to be guarded. So what do hearts represent in video games? They're just health, right? If you've played a video game, that might seem obvious to you. But it's when you get into all the other uses hearts have in video games that really makes defining the heart as difficult as it is to define outside of gaming. It's mysterious. I'm actually going to hand this one off to EG. He has been begging to do his own video, and as a single guy obsessed with his own feats in gaming, who better to handle such a romantic topic? It's about time. Okay, noobs, listen up. I, Elite Gamer, am going to school you on how hearts work in gaming. Only rookies would ever think that hearts only mean health, so I'm here to show you lots of ways hearts are used in video games. First off, currency. Because all major retailers accept organs as payment, right? Wrong. In the series Kid Icarus, Pit, our angelic hero, fights against the forces of the underworld to save Skyworld at the behest of Lady Palutena. As you mercilessly kill these quirky creatures, you'll notice they leave behind hearts ranging in different sizes. Small hearts, big hearts, even half hearts. These guys are just full of love. What does Pit do with these hearts? Trade them in for weapons, what else? And you can even use them to gamble success on harder difficulty settings. If you ask me, Pit is the real monster here, using the hearts of friendly creatures to fuel his need for never-ending warfare. An angel? He's more like a demon. Next up, sub-weapons. Is this what they mean by fighting with one's heart? Anywho, in Castlevania, you typically play as a Belmont who is out to destroy Dracula. Hearts can be found all over the place. Enemies can drop them just like in Kid Icarus. Could this be hinting at a connected universe? And you can also find them in the scenery, like these candelabras. Who put these hearts in candelabras? Who made up the word candelabra? They must be really awesome. Are these the hearts of Dracula's victims, and he's saving them for a snack later? That's so cool! As a Belmont, you need these hearts to use your sub-weapons. Don't ask me how that works. How do hearts translate into a throwing axe? How? Math is hard enough without having to also find the geometric coefficient formula for hearts equaling axes. Despite these hearts being evidence for the sad end of many a townsfolk, at least they can help the Belmonts fight the King of Vampires in some way. You can't say they don't have their heart in it. You all saw this one coming. Hearts can also represent health in one way or another. But you already knew that, didn't you?
Oh, good for you!
Congratulations, scrub. We're going to first look at one of gaming's darlings, The Legend of Zelda. In almost every Zelda game, Link begins his adventure with 3 hearts, unless this is Skyward Sword, because Aonuma hates you. Depending on the game, each heart can take 2 or 4 hits before you lose one, and Link can gain more hearts through his adventures. He accomplishes this by collecting these big hearts called heart containers. And the game strongly suggests these are the very hearts of the bosses Link defeats. Does Link just keep these hearts in his possession and they grant him additional dexterity that way? Or does he ingest them in a messy feast? Even more mysterious than that, Link can also find pieces of heart that add up to a heart container. Most of the time, 4 pieces of heart are needed, but in Twilight Princess it takes 5, because Aonuma hates you. The real question is, who do these pieces belong to? Were there boss-level monsters who had a battle royale match where the losers were drawn and quartered? Confirmed, Hyrule's history was determined by Fortnite! You heard it here first. There are also small hearts that Link can pick up and recover his health with. Unless you're playing Breath of the Wild, because Aonuma hates you. These are just as common as rupees. I wonder if this means that Dracula is hiding somewhere in Hyrule too. Unless it's Breath of the Wild, where he lies dormant. Because Aonuma hates you! Moving on to some lesser titles, hearts are also used for health in the LEGO games. Are these hearts made up of LEGO bricks too? There are also 1-up hearts in Donkey Kong 94. If I had to wager a guess where these hearts come from, I'd say they came from Pauline. They're tokens of her love for Mario left behind to encourage him. Can you believe he just ends up dumping her for Peach? Mario's no hero in my book. Hearts even make their way into the Donkey Kong Country games. Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy, the true sequel to Donkey Kong Country, change my mind, uses hearts to tell you how many lives you've got left. This is sort of a problem since there's only so much space to show your hearts, and you can even get more lives than there's room to show. In Donkey Kong Country Returns, hearts are there to show how many hits you can take. It's 2 per monkey, so if you have both Donkey and Diddy, you can take 4 hits. And yes, I know Donkey Kong is an ape. Hey, you try writing these scripts. There are even hearts in Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. Boy, that's an odd title. Because what's a perfect match for Wario? Hearts, of course. When Wario picks up a heart, it doesn't count towards health, but instead it adds 10 points to a heart point counter. Get 100 points, get an extra life. It's a bit of a roundabout way to do things, but it gets the job done. If you get a power-up item that is for a power-up that you already have, that also translates into 10 heart points. How does a garlic pot translate to 10 heart points, you may ask? Because garlic is good for you. Duh! One last game to cover here, Super Mario Bros. 2. Did you know that this is not the same game in Japan? Of course you did.
Oh, good for you!
Hearts in SMB2 get you more health. Yes, this is a Mario game where you have a health meter. Don't ask me why, my name's not Miyamoto. To get a heart, you have to defeat 8 enemies. Once you do, a tiny little heart flutters up from the bottom of the screen. You know what that means? These hearts are obviously the leftovers from Pit's battles in the underworld. That's right, Super Mario Bros. 2 takes place in the same world as Kid Icarus. At the same time too, but hey, that's just a theory. Hold up, no, we're not going there. Fine, you're no fun. I thought this was my video. Sheesh. Now, this next game deserves its own separate section. The granddaddy crossroad between video games and hearts. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts talks an awful lot about hearts, despite the fact it is not a game about a kingdom full of hearts. Everything has a heart. People, ducks, dogs, worlds, even Sid. The story presents a trichotomous view of these characters, with the heart residing alongside both the body and soul. Not all hearts are created equal, though. The heartless are the result of people losing their hearts. Once they become a heartless, they then seek to steal more hearts from others, which in turn create more heartless. But if a heartless steals a heart, how is it still heartless? Like I said already, each and every world here has a heart which can be stolen by these creatures. If a world's heart falls victim, the world simply disappears. If that wasn't convoluted enough, there's a heart of all worlds, Kingdom Hearts. But the problem is, there's more than one Kingdom Hearts! I'd love to tell you more about this, but Steven said I don't have enough time to get into it. Sounds like somebody lost his heart already. Give me the mic. Give me the mic! No, I'm not done! Oh, you are now. That's what I get for handing control off to an entitled gamer. You give them an inch, and they want to delve hours upon hours into lore. Anyway, happy belated Valentine's Day, everybody.
Aw, let me at least do the outro. I was going to close with, because Aonuma hates—
No, you've lost your video privileges. Get in your closet. Stay sharp out there. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to keep on top of the videos, definitely take a sec to subscribe. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon if you want to follow me across the internet. Level 1 Sword also has a bi-weekly podcast, so give it a listen.